I can't wait while you put on. I won't wait while you put on lip gloss.
It's my Clinique Black Honey.
I'd also like to say that 2 minutes ago we just said, and in 2 weeks she was dead, and then you went, well, let's go on and entertain people.
It's true. We were telling Southern stories.
Sad. I literally
said,
sad. She was fine. She was inspiring everybody, saying, I'm great. I'm feeling better. And 2 weeks later, she was dead. Very sad.
Very sad.
Left a bereft husband.
Oh. My lips feel good, though, now.
We got to keep going.
Hello. This is Captain Poodle speaking. Are you ready to find love?
Yes, ahoy, matey.
Love. Exciting and new. Go online. They're catfishing you.
Shocker.
Fiancé.
Soon you'll be flying to parts unknown.
90-day fiancé.
Marrying someone you only met on your phone.
Be they French or Chinese, a brand new K1 visa's the key.
Ooh, the key to what, Poodle?
To love. It's 90-day gate. Let's love.
We got to keep going, Queens. Which, by the way, y'all, welcome to 90-Day Gays.
This is 90-Day Gays.
Happily ever after.
This is hi.
Boy.
What do gay horses say?
Hi. Fuck you.
What are you doing in my stable?
What are you doing?
That's explosive.
My TiVo, like the channels changed, and it started taping East Coast feed, and I don't have East Coast feed, which is weird.
That's obnoxious.
So I had to watch this on the TLC website. Oh my God, y'all. There are so many drug and Febreze commercials. That's all that they have on those. And they're like, the drug commercials are like
no
3 minutes long. No, they're like 3 minutes long.
Oh, they're so awful.
And then there's 8 of them. It took me 2.5 hours just to watch the show.
While they're doing, they first do the music, and there's like, if you want a better quality of life, and then there's like, prices may vary, blah blah blah. You may cost blah blah, and it's like a woman putting flowers on a shelf.
You may have nausea, vomiting, a giant rosebud coming out of your ass. Your husband saying, "What the fuck is going on?" Your neighbor going, "Oh." These symptoms should subside.
It's so weird. They have to do those, obviously, by law.
Yeah, I don't want to get sued.
Wow, how fast they do them. And it looks, every drug commercial you see, like, this is the answer to my problems.
It's a special skill when I would take, like, VO classes. And there's, like, a small group of VO actors who are known that can talk really quickly and do them. Mm-hmm.
It's like prices, like car commercials. Prices may vary.
It's more difficult than you think.
Oh, I believe it.
Anyway, y'all,
I know how to speak very quickly,
but
I could do that.
You might want to work on it.
This is hi.
This is hey, y'all. Episode 11 of season 5, right?
Are we 11 episodes?
Yeah, but this one's going to have...
We've sat through 22 hours of these fucking people.
And we're going to sit through more, because I think usually there's like 17 episodes.
Good God.
Gonna be
know what, though? We were treated to no Paul or Karini.
Which was nice.
It was
overall, I thought it was a good episode.
Yeah.
I mean, there was some shit that pissed me off, but it was still dramatic. It reeled me in.
I feel like... Yeah. I mean... Happily Ever After is hard for me to gauge because I feel like so many people are unlikable on it. Now I'm just kind of waiting for them to get their just desserts.
Karma's coming back on a lot of these bitches.
Because I feel like I really want to see all of Family Libby like die in a plane crash.
I don't know if I want that, but
I mean, they're awful.
I don't know if I want that, but I wouldn't mind them like, I don't know, eat like at a Luby's and have food poisoning for like a month.
Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe I don't want to die in a plane crash.
Maybe constipation, though. I don't want Chuck to lose
that's
weight.
The worst way to die. Plane crash.
Maybe we don't need to talk about this right now. Wow.
Think about it, though.
Wow.
Would you rather be in a plane crash or burned up in a building?
Plane crash.
I think you're right. But the 10 seconds before you plummet towards the earth.
You can make peace with it.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Oh, worse. Your car you've driven off of a bridge and your car is sinking and there's water. It's like a Titanic death.
That's my mother's worst fear.
Yeah.
Her worst fear.
And
for a lot of people, so I'm going to stop talking about this because people are driving and they're triggered by this.
I'm sorry.
No, that's literally like
Y'all,
one of the top 5 worst phobias of people.
Let's
move on.
I have these thoughts all the time, and it's better if I just get them out.
Maybe not on a show with several 100,000 people listening that are going to get triggered. Y'all,
it is okay to talk about our feelings.
But maybe not when they're in the middle of driving to their day job and now suddenly they're like,
well, just don't drive off the bridge.
No, I'm going to die. Calling their wife.
Don't.
Do we have any announcements?
I don't know. Oh, let's just talk about last week. Y'all, last week was our big anniversary week.
It was great.
I'm still tired and sore, like after a good night of passionate lovemaking. I didn't have any, though. I just feel like it emotionally. I feel like you fucked my soul.
They did. Lovingly.
Y'all soul fucked me.
Lovingly. It was very sweet. All your well wishes.
You penetrated me.
You have raised over $4,000 unbeknownst to us.
That's big news.
That Poodle and I are going to split between 2 LGBTQ
arts charities.
Youth charities.
We're not sure. We're
Y'all, it's hard because we want to do something in our hometowns or close to our hometowns. They don't have a lot of LGBT stuff because back where I'm from, they'll literally burn crosses on your lawn and run you out if you're an LGBT.
Right.
But if you're an arts group, you're basically for gay
kids.
You're
already going to get called where the faggots go.
Yeah, but you can be included in that. So
we're looking. I'm probably
going to
nonprofits. I'm trying to talk to one theater that I want to give my money to.
So
back in South Carolina.
He's just vetting them because
I'm not going to put my money in something where like you made me watch a little bit of something. I'm like, these people are bad actors. I'm not giving them my money.
It's true.
And you said they need it. I want to kind of establish it for like some kind of youth outreach.
Yeah,
that's what I would prefer.
So that's what we're going to do. If you're interested in doing that, you can go on the Sissy Squad, and there is a post about the donations that Heather made, and you can look at that and all that kind of stuff. So we want to say thank you again. We really want to thank our Sissy team so much, Christina, Jackie, our den mother Jackie, Andrea, Chris, y'all we're here because of y'all working so hard and helping us and believing in us, and we truly love you.
And thank Heather Torres again for facilitating the huge anniversary gift-a-palooza unboxing.
We're never going to lose weight.
No.
Never going to lose weight.
There's so much Portos in my fridge, more than a Cuban woman's refrigerator.
It's true. There's a lot. I do want to say another shout out. We've said it before, but I want to say it again because I see more posts this week. Shout out to all of you, but shout out to our parents and their kids sending their kids back to school.
Oh, fuck yes.
Shout out to our teachers who a lot of you are scared, and we get it. We are here for you. They're teaching right now, and it's a big transition for a lot of people
and we
right
still
now.
Don't even
we're thinking
know,
of you.
We still don't even know what's up. A lot of places are still trying to figure it out.
They don't know. I have friends in Texas, my friend Mandy in Denton. They don't know what's happening, and they're supposed to start like in 2 weeks. So it's really, it's a scary time for a lot of you. And our teacher warriors, y'all are
classroom warriors.
Classroom warriors, yes, our classroom warriors. I hope that I hope you're being appreciated for what you should have been appreciated for a long time now. I hope so.
Well, spoiler alert, you're not. But
I try to have
this
hope.
Country. No, not with the way public education is.
No, that's true.
It's just not going to happen.
They need
the way our culture values public education is all wrong. I'm not going to go off on a soapbox.
Poodle is just...
it's criminal.
It is. It's
education is your opportunity for... education lets you know what the world is like. And if you don't know, you're going to forever be a closed-minded troglodyte.
So he's had his CBD and an iced tea, y'all. So we better get going. Speaking of troglodyte, let's just jump
Angela?
into Angela and Michael.
I'll be frank. Like I haven't been before.
I wonder where that came from. Did somebody named Frank say it?
No, when you say frank, that is I'm honest. I'll be short, brief, frank. This is exactly how I feel.
No.
It usually means I'm not going to sugarcoat something. I don't have to watch any more Angela Michael segments because they're all going to be boom, 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 back. Just back and forth.
You know what? I almost posted. I was like, I'll save it for the show, but I watched this and I went, I am done watching them.
Yeah.
We'll still cover them, but if there's some reason...
I prefer to fast forward it till the wedding.
If you want to fast forward it, just know we're still going to watch it and let you know what happens.
Yeah.
But if you don't want to watch it anymore, because this is garbage, and at this point I feel like my emotions are just being, not even my emotions, my time is being toyed with.
I totally, that's a great way to put it.
Yes.
And I'm sick of being kind of forced to watch this abusive behavior continue.
Yeah.
Not only abusive mostly towards Michael, but this kind of refutation of anything Angela wants that's not going to be her way or the highway.
Yes, for sure. And it's so much about control for her. And then I realized too, in the shower, I thought, oh, I get it. Angela's a self-sabotager, and I never realized that before. But like, she can't. There's probably a lot, but many reasons why she hasn't been in a relationship since she was 20 years old. Probably a lot of other stuff, but she probably, anytime she gets close to being happy, she has to sabotage that. Because I started thinking about all the other times in her life, and so it's just, I'm done. It's gross.
She has to put stipulations on everything. So anyway, this is where we come upon them, and
you said
we
that
come
like
upon them. We come across in the wild, and
oh, look, Laurie. Look, we're coming upon.
We got Michael talking to Aunt Lydia.
It's a handsome Nigerian man and a wrinkly. What the fuck is that?
It's a pachyderm.
Oh! Why does she smell like tobacco leaves? And the cheap kind.
So she leaves. He leaves Aunt Lydia, and I just wrote down, boy, you got a fucking demon waiting on you at home.
Oh, you sure do.
He was going through there and like trying to see what it looked like. Paranormal Activity. What room is the demon in?
It's the Blair Bitch Project.
How long you been sitting on that one?
Yeah, I just thought of it. I'm scared. I'm so scared. I couldn't watch that movie. I got car sick.
It was not like you watch any horror movie.
I did start watching Lovecraft Country. It's really good.
That's.
I was going to watch it anyway, and then you told me.
Real. It's kind of horror. It's going to get more horror.
It reminds me more of like True Blood.
It's more suspense. And also cultural. It's much more cultural and historical.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's not that I don't love horror. I don't love things like Saw. I don't
like that either.
If it's a really well done movie, though, like the others scared the fuck out of me, but that was a great movie.
Yeah.
Like the first Scream.
Yeah.
Great movie.
But when you're in
I did scream out loud during Lovecraft and jump off the couch.
I don't like it to see movies like that.
When the thing landed on the car, I totally... my boyfriend almost dropped his drink because I screamed so loud and flailed.
And you scream and you're loud, and it shocks me, and it's very embarrassing.
This is coming from my boyfriend who said this to me, so who is a black man. He said, going with you is like going with my black grandma to a horror movie because you just yell at the screen and scream.
Yep.
I don't know exactly what that means because I'm a white man.
Because you are a black grandma.
But I do talk a lot to the screen.
Yep.
Justin, your level?
I was quiet.
Anyway, also the main guy from Lovecraft Country. Oh my God.
He's hot.
His face is okay, but I don't even care. His body is something to behold. But it's almost too much.
It's weird because I love the God, I forgot his name.
Courtney B. Vance?
Yes,
he's fucking great.
I love Courtney B. Vance, and I love
great.
the woman, and I feel like they cast the other guy for his body.
Oh, for sure.
I just feel like there's not
He's
a lot.
a trained actor. I mean, I looked him up. I was like, who is this guy? And he was trained did he go to NYU drama? He went to a good drama school.
Yeah.
So he's trained. He's a trained actor, but he
I
does
just-
look. I think that's good actors now have to be in shape.
But I feel like Courtney B. Vance and the woman just act circles around him anytime they're on the screen.
yeah,
it's
maybe.
a problem.
What's her name? Jesse Smollett's brother.
Oh, sister.
Sister.
Oh, she's fantastic.
She's great.
Yeah, I love her.
Anyway, clearly we don't want to talk about Angela and Michael.
You know what? I don't want to say a lot about them. Let's move
basically
on.
The whole thing is Michael comes back to her. She yells and berates him, which
she's
we're
a
used
bully,
to.
and she's like, and then she does say, she's like a child. She says, "You can't make me. You can't make me." I expected to hear, I know you are, but what am I?
She did, yeah, it was like I wrote that too. It's like a child, and at one point she was like, "Are you kidding? I'm an American.
Yeah,
an American."
y'all, we've talked about this before. This grosses me out to my very core.
Between her and Libby's family, I'm like, oh, this is not an example of Americans, please.
And if you've been overseas and you've heard like either French people or any Europeans say, "Oh, these Americans,"
this is what they're
there's
talking
a
about.
reason why the stereotype is there.
This is what they're talking
is this
about.
kind of international, like, attitude that we have.
And then, but what bothered me more was not that. It's what I think. I hope they end up not together because I actually feel like there are all these like microaggressions that Angela does to Michael.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Meaning like when she hires a translator and she asks the translator to look at her and not Michael. You're here for me because this whole American capital, I paid for you. You focus on me.
Right.
Like that was a thing. And then, y'all, it's really gross that basically she has Michael's mother come over because she wants Michael's mother to give their blessing on the wedding, knowing two things. Knowing that they're probably not going to be able to baby, and also knowing that she's not going to be subordinate,
submissive.
Thank you, submissive wife, and that wants to be equal. But what Michael says during this episode and a little bit of last episode, what he's realizing, I guess Michael's been backtracking and going back and forth in some ways, but also too, y'all, sometimes when you're in a relationship, sometimes you just tell one of the couple, you just tell if somebody has parents that have unreasonable guidelines, sometimes you placate them. Michael, I think, was don't you think placating his mother?
Yeah, I
but
mean,
not thinking Angela was going to be subnormal. But instead, she wants to shame him and emasculate him in front of his mother.
This
That's
goes,
what grossed me out.
No, I agree, and this goes back to what we were talking about before with the pizza, is that there's this kind of sense of making him repudiate every element of his culture to be with her.
Yes.
And basically saying, you can be a Nigerian man and be with me, but you need to be basically American and do everything else.
She's saying you can be a Nigerian, but actually you're not.
Right. So, and it's not even a question. Maybe maybe Angela, this is never going to happen because it's not what she does. Maybe just defer to him in talking about how his family perceives him. And I get it that she's trying to make sure that mom is okay with everything. I think there's this weird individualist streak in Angela that she needs to have everything on the up and up. Like Angela is someone who would not lie to someone. That's like her obsession.
That is, I think she's been probably lied to many times before.
And she takes it to such an unreasonable extent.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good way
and I feel like that's just her kind of that's her like North Star, that she has to get everything out in the open.
Yes.
Now, it is completely
But the problem with that is she'll never get there.
No.
Because, y'all, trusting someone else is about their actions in a relationship, but it's also trusting yourself to be okay with whatever happens.
Right.
And that's the part Angela's never going to do. She doesn't trust herself because it's so like she can't go inward, so she goes outward on Michael.
I think, too, there's a wonderful thing about diplomacy that you could use.
She doesn't know that word.
Where they get to know you, and then instead of saying, this is not the way I'm going to do this, I'm not going to do anything Nigerian customs, blah, 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 blah. Maybe put yourself in that place and let them get to know you and love you as a person. It's like when a kid comes out to their family, an LGBT kid, and the parents are like, ugh! But the family slowly gets to know the kid and know that they already know that part in their life. And then LGBT world doesn't feel so scary.
Yes.
So if
good
she,
analogy.
Yeah, if she could just live in that culture for a little bit, and I know she can't because she has to support her grandkids and everything like this, but maybe when you're over there for these many weeks, maybe just live in that and just try to get to know everyone instead of trying to say who you are and how this is going to work.
Yeah, because she did things like almost... Angela's response to that, well, I did the engagement party like him, and I did this, but it's almost as if she did these token things just to appease him.
These are boxes to check.
But she doesn't want... She's like, I did them once here. We're never going to do that or bring that back to the United States where we're from.
She's trying to...
Where I live.
She's basically trying to pick up Michael and put him in her life.
Yes.
With no of her changing at all.
And I'm telling you now, if they marry and Michael comes over to the U.S., he has 2 years, he will divorce her and go his own way.
I agree with that.
And cheat on her.
I agree with that.
And she will have forced him to do that.
I agree with that. Yep, I agree.
Have a fun life, Angela. It's going to be rough for you.
I actually think because I think she does like being on television.
Yeah.
She likes this. I think they will stay together, and she will eventually get him over here.
I think she'll try because she wants to keep having to do the TV for as long as possible.
Yeah. And producers will still keep asking her.
It's a shame. We really thought she had a heart of gold, and I still think she does, in a way, I think most people have good hearts. She just has so much baggage and trauma.
I think her emotional trauma is always surrounding what she's trying to do, and her good intentions. And I think you were dead on. She's a self-sabotager.
Yep.
She will self-sabotage everything she can. But bottom line, you guys, the mom does give the blessing.
Oh yeah, that part.
Even if she cannot have children, the mom says. The thing is, they've tiptoed around this mom the whole time, and she has sounded pretty reasonable the entire time.
Pretty reasonable. She's beautiful too. She looks so beautiful.
She has such a beautiful smiling face. And she says, "I'll pray for it." So there's going to be a wedding.
I really love her head wrap thing. I thought Poodle would look good in that, but that's appropriation, and we really can't do that. But y'all, Poodle looks good in a turban.
I look good in things that accentuate the slenderness of my face.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's why, like, your face is shaped different. You have to wear bigger wigs than I do.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I just look like a trucker in a snow cap.
Like, when we had those Liza Minnelli kind of bobs...
Not my look.
You looked like...
I look like a linebacker.
No, you look like Mo from the Three Stooges. I hate to say this, I have to pee because I've been drinking so much.
Oh, my gosh.
We're going to pause it. Just a second. All right, I've peed.
We're back. He peed.
Sorry to tell you all my bodily functions.
All right.
Let's move.
I just want to say one more thing about that, and this is it.
Yeah.
Michael said at the end also, he's fine if he never has a kid with Angela. I don't believe that.
I disagree, too.
I disagree. Okay.
I feel like he's not going to stop talking about it. And the weirdest thing about Michael, you guys, I think Michael's a good actor.
I think he is, too.
I think he's a good actor.
I think he is, too.
And I think
And he was an actor in Nigeria, I believe I remember
he
hearing
does care for Angela, you guys.
It
But
does.
I think he still lives in, not that I believe he believes in plural marriage, but I believe he can love Angela and kind of have another child outside his marriage.
I also-
really believe that.
I don't think he's a stupid man. I think
I
he's a
agree.
smart man. I think he's playing the game because I think he does want to get to the United States.
Uh-huh.
So there you go.
Andrei.
Speaking of someone who really didn't give a fuck
And
to get to
Elizabeth.
the United States, probably wants to go back to Moldova at this point.
Andrei and Libby.
So y'all were triggered by this. I mean, the internet has exploded.
If you could create in a lab the worst family, it's Lisby's family.
It's
the family Libby.
Yes, it is. Someone said, I feel like they're jonesing for a Chantal spinoff.
What, on Fox News?
Yeah. Well, whatever there maybe. I'm telling y'all now, if they have a spinoff, we're not watching it.
No. All
We're
of
not,
them.
we're not covering the family Chantal. Y'all, if we cover the family Chantal, just that means let go of your Patreon membership because we're scraping the bottom and we don't have anything else.
There's nothing else.
We're done with. Just leave us be.
We've basically been like covering the Quince shows, the triplet, the multiple shows by that point.
Yeah, exactly. We're just going to move on to like Quibi.
We'll never go that bad. So Jen, boy, she might be one of the worst of them.
She's a pretty.
I don't
she's
know.
Well, she does have a mugshot.
They all do.
They all. I don't think Libby does,
No, Libby doesn't. I don't know if the mom does.
and I don't think Pamela does either.
Yeah. All the rest of them have mugshots.
I know because we forgot that Pamela and Chuck are
Family
divorced.
of criminals.
Criminals.
That's the thing. Boy, the self-righteousness in this family and the entitlement
Yeah,
just smells. You walk in the room and it probably just like...
they're just a bad representation of everybody.
Yeah.
Like they're a bad representation of Americans.
Yeah.
They're a bad representation
Of a family.
Of a family.
Yeah.
Charlie and Chuck are bad representations of men.
Yeah.
Jen's a bad representation of women.
Yeah.
They're a bad
You're right.
representation of white people.
Yep,
Like,
all of it. It's hard to find something
like
good
if
to say about
yes,
this family.
If they were in a situation talking about race, I bet you they're fucking racist.
Oh, almost certainly.
You know what I mean? Like it's just they're horrible.
They did refer to the food as peasant food.
Peasant food, which
Peasants.
sent y'all
Yeah.
into a tizzy.
And I will say that the term of peasant food is less. That is a term that people use. It's like peasant food.
I bet from
but,
Colombia that they say that. I don't know if that's,
when Chuck says it, not
when you're
great.
from y'all, guess what?
When you're from Tampa,
no offense, but if you're already living in northern Florida, you're a peasant.
This
Bill's gonna
you
come
know
for me
what?
on that. I'm teasing.
Here's the thing about Family Libby. This is what happens when you never leave your backyard.
This is exactly
This is what happens.
That is it. That when you
This
do not
is
travel,
what happens when you
don't
don't
see-
have any exposure to anyone outside your kind of circle. Your
Yeah.
life has no diversity in it at all.
Yeah.
That goes with religions, that goes with color, that goes
Yeah.
with everything. When you surround yourself with everyone who looks and thinks and talks like you, this is what you get.
I remember when I worked at the Clinique counter at Quail Springs Mall, and
Another Quail Springs
I
Mall
remember
story.
there was this girl Melanie. I think I've talked about her before. She died in childbirth, but she did, so she's gone now. But anyway, she was taking.
I'm not laughing at Melody dying. I'm
It's
just
another
shocked at that
story.
detail.
So she was at the time though she was taking college classes, and so because she was in her early
This
20s.
is even sadder.
I know she was really pretty too. God, and so
Because that makes it
no,
worse.
she was just pretty and young and vibrant. Anyway, so boy, I don't know where to come back from that.
I don't know
So-
either. Just move on.
And so anyway, she was filling out our college schedule, and she said, "Oh, there's a class on I could take world religions." And I'll never forget my friend Shannon, who now her and her husband, we're still friends, but they do youth. They're great people. They do youth outreach and really serve in the community and wonderful people. And we still talk, but this is just the ideology.
Yep.
She's like, oh, nuh-uh, you can't take that world religion class. And she's like, why not? I think that'd be cool to learn about other religions. You can't question your faith. You start to question your faith, and that's how the devil questions you and comes in.
But knowledge is power.
And I said, well, actually, I've questioned my faith, and my faith is stronger.
Yeah, your
because
faith
I've
is
questioned
weak.
it, and so, but there is that ideology of just you don't educate yourself. You don't go beyond. I have begged and begged and begged my nephews to please. And my oldest one, I don't think he's going to do it, but I
live outside.
Please take a
sometime.
semester abroad.
Yep.
Y'all, your kids in college, have them take a semester abroad. It will
Yep.
just change their whole life outlook.
As someone, both of us, you guys, if we had not left our hometowns, we would not be the same people.
Oh no.
I was really, really fortunate to do semesters abroad, other places. I was really fortunate to live abroad and to live in different cities. And the other thing, you guys, and if you
Fuck
can't do
abroad.
that,
Fuck a lot abroad.
but never
Y'all.
fuck broads,
No,
like women.
never abroad, just abroad.
But if you can't,
I mean, Poodle can't even go in the Czech Republic anymore because there's nobody left.
they scan my passport. It's like, sir, you have reached your limit.
Yeah, he's got to wait like 20 years for these kids to get of age.
But honestly, if you can't travel, you guys, read a book.
Yeah.
Read a book about places. I learned
Even if you watch Under the fucking Tuscan Sun, just something.
yeah,
That
it's
movie
just-
makes you want to go to Italy.
Choose Under the Tuscan Sun instead of Big Daddy with Adam Sandler.
That's still a sweet movie.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
It is a touching movie.
I don't think I saw any Adam Sandler movies after Waterboy, frankly. Sweet. Anyway, bottom line, they're terrible.
They're terrible.
because they haven't left their own backyard.
And so, you know, already Jen's like, well, it's not France. I wish I was there.
Gross. She's bitching the second she gets off the plane.
I know they all are. And so her parents are divorced, but they get along. And by get along means, y'all, you know Pamela knows Chuck is a piece of shit, but I guarantee you she still gets some of that alimony money.
Oh, yeah.
That's it.
I guarantee you he's worth a lot of money.
He's worth a lot of money. So anyway...
Jen's like, how could you not get that pressed hair? This is gloomy and sad looking. I can't drink enough for this weather. Y'all, I could have filled 3 pads with the negative shit that Jen said.
Andrei's trying to avoid it. He's like, she's just pushing my buttons.
Yes. It's good that he knows that.
He does. So they go to their house, and then Andrei's mom, there's this beautiful spread. I mean, she has so much food, and she's welcoming them in this house. It's really kind.
And of course, they say...
I thought it was going to be good because Pamela's like, oh, it's so good to meet his mother. We only met his dad. They are such mother and his brother. They're such sweet people. But then she has to say, I'm not sure where Andrei gets his gruffness from.
Well, that's just... Yeah, I think she's a little more diplomatic than the rest of them.
She is.
But she's still kind of an asshole.
I don't think she has a mugshot either.
I don't think she does. But Charlie's like, I hope Andrei doesn't try to be a punk.
You know what? I have to agree with Kyle from Cray Cray. Charlie's just a big cokehead loser.
That is exactly what he is.
He is exactly what, y'all. He just wants to do coke on women's tits that he paid for.
I guarantee you. I guarantee you his whole college life was spent drinking and doing drugs.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah, without question.
If you think we come for them, if y'all don't listen to Cray Cray, Kyle
really...
fucking hates him.
Yeah.
And hearing him talk in his sweet, sexy Kyle voice.
I know. Oh,
by the way, they wished us happy anniversary as well. It made us teary.
It made us, because I did say they were the first, you guys, to kind of welcome us to this university.
They were very sweet.
University, the 90 Day Universe. If you guys don't listen to 90 Day Cray Cray with Kim and Kyle, you are missing out.
We love them.
They're a lot more accurate than we are.
You can get some facts there.
Kim actually has stuff to say that
Kim
you can
has done
learn.
some research.
Where we're more interested in talking about Quail Springs Mall.
Or How many people came back when you said, I'm pretty sure he's speaking Russian or whatever, and like 20 people said,
No, Romanian, which is a Romance language. I did not know, but now I could hear it now.
oh, yeah. And so people came at, so I love it. We think we know something.
And y'all, I love to be corrected.
Oh, we love to be corrected.
Yeah, I really do. And I
You
will
love to
totally
be
admit it.
Corrected and erected.
I stand erected. So, anyway, now they're like basically asking, they're talking about, they're like, what's the, and then Jen's like, what's the Moldovan anthem? Da, 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 da. Just how obnoxious can you be?
Yeah.
And then they start singing it. It sounds like your normal anthem. It sounds like any anthem
Yeah.
with pretty lyrics. And they start to sing it, and then Chuck's like, I want to know.
No,
can
Charlie.
You sing? Oh, sorry. No, Chuck says, Can you sing the American
Oh,
national
was-
anthem? I want to hear you sing that one. And I wrote, they're so fucking awful.
I mean, do they just like beat off on a flag? Like, what the fuck? Like, I'm proud of my country. I'm very proud to be an American.
You know, the thing,
but I wouldn't go there and be such a dick about
the
it.
thing about
It's
it
gross.
is that's not patriotism.
It's not.
That's called jingoism. Do you know what jingoism
Never
is?
heard that word.
Jingoism is being...
Is it like a nationalism?
It's
or-
kind of like nationalism, but it's the concept of being so...
How do you spell that?
Jingo.
Jingo. Okay.
Jingo-ism. But it's this with a zeal that is negative. It's close to fascism.
Well,
So you learn a little bit.
Look at
little bit
that.
in our show.
learn a little bit. Look at that.
But it's it's being obsessively national.
That
About
jingoism.
jingoism.
Oh, wow. Well,
I don't know the etymology there, but oh well.
well, Libby says that Andre's behaving well, and it's very sexy that he's not being an asshole. And there we see, this is, y'all, we have to remember, this is where Andre and Libby get along.
Yeah.
In the bedroom.
And y'all, when he picked her up, and she's like, "I'm not Eleanor," and she's like, we'll get freaky deaky
they get
later.
freaky deaky. He throws her around,
Ooh.
makes it all worth it.
Here's the thing. When he picked her up and when he smiles at her, I can read in that face that he know what he doing.
He know what he's doing.
Yeah. I just put your, I think, who was it? Was it Alyssa's? We had a cameo made by them, and someone put my face on Elizabeth's face, and I was very happy about that.
They do seem to care about each other. I think
They
they
do.
do.
They
I do
do.
think they do care about one another.
The next day, Jen and Pamela are drinking coffee, and Jen's like, "This food isn't what I'm used to."
They're making fun of the...
I wonder if the reason that they eat pork fat is because it's like scraps. And that's when Chuck says, "Oh, it's peasant food."
Peasant food. Which, I'm looking at the spread, it's just fucking croissants and fruit.
Yeah, and here's
I mean, what they want? Goddamn Jimmy Dean to show up?
Easter. They do. That's the thing.
That's what they want.
That's what happens when you've never left your backyard, y'all.
Yo-
You don't realize that people eat differently than you do.
You know what, y'all, if you haven't seen that video, just go on YouTube and Google Jimmy Dean customer complaint call.
Oh,
This guy,
I have laughed at that.
I think he's from North Texas because he talks like my dad. He sounds so much like my father.
I have laughed at that.
There is this guy that calls into the Jimmy Dean customer complaint line because they changed their 16 size sausage down to 12.
Oh,
and he upset
my
because how
God.
do you, and charging more, and how can he feed a fucking family of 4 with only 12 goddamn sausages?
It's pretty amazing.
I
I laughed till I cried.
It's amazing. I'll
So-
post it in the squad.
so
And by me, someone else will, because we'll forget to do
we'll
it.
forget. So Charlie is gleefully telling Jen about the fight with Andre.
Yes.
Just can't wait to get it out.
And by the way, all from their own perspective. We were just trying to ask him what happened in his
Yeah.
past, not anything that they were goading him and egging
Yeah.
him on.
I gotta know: is anyone out there Team Family Libby? Is anyone? Because
I don't think
need
so.
to know. I need to know these justifications. I have this thing in life that I have to understand why people feel things.
Poodle won't come at you in a negative way.
I won't. I just need. And maybe you're seeing something that I'm not seeing, but these people are truly, truly monstrous.
No, I think we both have that in us where I will. It's important for me to not agree, but I do want to understand where another person it's coming from.
Right.
But I don't think this is a matter of disagreement. This is a matter of moral and ethical values.
Yeah.
And me and you having that and them not.
Right. But just this whole conversation, y'all, I watched it like this.
Yeah, I did too.
I watched it like, for our Lalu listeners, Love After Lockup, I watched it like Christiana's mom, Tammy, watching listen to John talk about how he's been married 4 times.
Oh, God.
And she's just sucking her oxygen like...
She is pretty. One of the sisters said her mom, she is a very beautiful woman. And also, it's a weird name. Y'all said they were eating something called like...
Hot beef. We found out what it was. It's called hot beef.
It was gross. You know what it is? I just kind of had, as I was listening to you...
Lots of gravy.
Lots of gravy. I had something clicked a little bit. And I wonder if this is why Libby...
You're going to transition?
Yeah. Why Libby is kind of likes her relationship with Andrei is... So you know what they're bullying. They're bullying Andrei, and they're all ganging up on Andrei.
Oh yeah, they're all trolls, y'all. Family of trolls.
But guess what? When Andrei's not in the picture, who do they bully and gang up on?
Libby. Yep.
There we are. That's the purpose he serves for her.
Yep.
Is she's not the bullied one.
Yep. I agree with that.
Which is why she doesn't really defend him in front of them.
That is very true.
It just clicked for me.
I like that. I like that explanation. So they're talking about peasant food. I like too how, they'll diss anybody, but they're like, they called us the F word. Can you imagine?
Oh.
These people, Chuck has a mouth like a Def Jam comic. I guarantee you, off camera.
Charlie has had sex with a woman and probably called her a fucking skank.
Yeah.
Because he's that guy too that
but
says
I'm
shit
saying
like that.
The idea they're acting like they're too puritanical to say the quote F word on screen.
Come on.
Camera. Oh, I hate these people. So,
and also, even though, remember y'all, Andrei apologized for this.
Yeah.
We're not defending Andrei's behavior.
No.
But he apologized, and they're such pieces of shit they wouldn't even accept an apology.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. It wasn't a great apology, but let's just move on.
Alicia not accepting Ji-hoon's apology.
Right.
Okay, that makes kind of sense. Because he's a fuck up.
It's true.
But this...
No, he's
just
a
move
loser.
on. He's a loser, but just move on.
So then Charlie says, I'm going to go try to meet Marcel, his friend, to get some dirt on Andrei. So apparently we're trying to actively break up the marriage.
It has to be just... I'm sure it's all producer driven.
This is all producer driven.
It has to be.
But I'm trying to think about the way it's being sold to us.
But the way it's being told, it's like, wow. So they're already married, and it's interesting from the editing. They're not showing the baby hardly at all.
No.
They want us to almost think of their... That's the thing I don't think I love about Happily Ever After, is that they've got to figure out a plot point to work towards for all of these stories, whereas 90 Day, Before the 90...
Much more docu.
It's much more we're trying to get somewhere.
Yeah.
But this, or even the other way. The other way, they're trying to figure out how to
we're going.
live.
Yeah.
But it's Happily Ever After, it feels way too produced for me.
This is why I found this spinoff not
which people have
very
told us
conducive
is usually,
to me.
I think this is like Kim and Kyle's least favorite.
Well, and we thought it was going to be.
We've got to watch 4 more seasons of it.
We thought it was going to be good because the first couple of episodes were great, and the episodes are juicy, but everything feels too scripted for us.
Yeah.
But anyway, because I don't. This is really interesting, you guys. I don't feel like they fight, but in general, Libby and Andrei themselves don't have that much drama. We have to bring in bullshit family drama.
If her family just all went to jail, her problems would be solved. Anyway.
And the Tampa housing market would be great.
And some of our sissies wouldn't be forced out of their homes.
Yeah, fuck that shit.
So they get it from the table, and Charlie says this food, he literally calls the food trash. No, you're trash, Charlie.
Yeah.
So the next night, Libby, her sister and mom...
And the sister-in-law, Ina, who is gorgeous.
Gorgeous. That's who we stand. Ina. Although she
Ina-
kind of threw her brother-in-law under the bus.
This is the thing about Ina, y'all.
She keeps it real.
She kind of sits back and acts nice, but I think there may have been some kind of, maybe Andrei tried to date her at one time or something like that.
Oh, really?
It just feels like that with her.
But
or maybe he fucked her over, or
Well, she said that they haven't talked to or seen Andrei in 2 years.
2 years.
So,
Seen him. I don't know if they talked.
But did you get that? The way, though, she said that, though, was Andrei and his brother might have had a falling out?
Possibly.
I kind of got that feeling.
Maybe
Come at
she's
us.
taking his brother's side.
Maybe, because
Yeah.
they're going to look for
Traditional wedding.
It looks something like kind of very Eastern European, or like what you would see, like not totally the same, but like the embellishments, like on a Heidi costume or something like that. It was pretty,
kind of like Midsummer. the dress is on Midsummer.
yes,
Yeah,
and so
traditional.
and so
And Jen's like, it looks like Red Hot Little
looks
House
like
on the
Little House of
Prairie.
Prayer. I'm like, actually, it doesn't.
No.
So learn your history and fashion.
Learn your history.
bitch.
You've never watched that show.
You wouldn't know.
You're probably you're probably watching Jenny Jones.
Exactly. And no offense to Jenny Jones. I liked her. Kinda.
Is she dead?
I don't know. Hey Siri, is Jenny Jones dead?
Jimmy Jones was born December 30th, 1918.
Oh, Jimmy Jones. I didn't know.
Who's Jimmy Jones?
A jazz pianist.
Oh.
Look at that.
Y'all, you do learn something. No, Jenny Jones, she had to apologize because someone shot someone, a gay person shot someone. Or
yeah.
someone shot a gay person.
Wow. This shit
And she
you
was
remember.
very upset. I think that ended her career.
Maybe, yeah.
Moving on.
on.
That ended
She must
sad.
be Southern. So Libby's trying on the dresses, and so what's a good idea? As in every 90-day fiance, let's have the dress store clerk
Translate their personal squabbles
for us.
Shop girl.
Shop girl.
Shop girl. Do you
Diz.
speak English? Could I throw you a few pence
Yes.
to speak English? I'm sorry for my entitlement.
So that's what happens.
You shop girl.
But this is where we see, you think, well, Ina is going to help take up for her brother-in-law.
Nope. Threw Andrei under the bus, and she said, I don't know how Libby can live with him.
She's like, I don't know why. He's never acted this bad before, but she basically was kind of like, he's basically the asshole of the family.
And Libby comes out and says, can we not talk about this right now? Which is warranted.
And then her sister kind of keeps saying, they have this whole discussion where this isn't going to be a 90-day theater, but you be Jen's sister asking me if I talk to Andrei, and I'll be Libby. Because they did for 5 minutes. She was like, I've already talked to him about this.
No, I mean, have you said it to him?
I talked to him
in
about
this way, and the way you're saying
You're
it
not
to me
listening.
now. I don't believe you.
You're not listening.
I mean, what are you
You're not listening.
I guarantee
It went
you
back and
guys,
forth for
these two.
This was edited, too, to be shorter.
These two sisters viscerally hate one another.
Hate one another.
Even though they
want to blame Chuck for, but a lot of times when sisters don't like each other, that's a mother's doing.
Yeah.
Because that's what Grandma Hazel did to Aunt Peggy and Aunt
Really?
Darla. Oh,
She pit 'em against each
they haven't
other?
Talked to this. Oh, yeah, she'd do it all the time. Y'all just nothing but a bunch of fucking sluts. She would. It's horrible to her daughters. It's
don't
horrible.
say that to your daughters.
Don't say that to your daughters.
Would she pit them against one another? Or would
yeah.
she? Oh,
Yeah.
that's kind of diabolical.
She would make Aunt Peggy was the oldest. She would make her discipline all the others.
That's pretty awful.
She had mental issues.
Was that? Do you think
She
that
made
was
a good coleslaw at KFC though? I told you that story, right?
No.
Oh, you know that?
What?
Y'all, Grandma Hazel. So she was too scared. Grandma Hazel was really so when my grandpa Andrew left her when my dad was 5. She didn't want to go to work because she was terrified of somebody abusing her kids or
Right.
taking advantage of them.
Which is a whole other
A whole
problem.
other thing. And so they were mostly on welfare, and they would eat sometimes like 2 or 3 times a week, and that's it.
Wow.
And so she got a job when they started to get a little older, right across the street at a KFC. And so
Jesus.
that way the older kids could kind of watch.
Yeah.
And there's younger, she could be right over there.
So she'd look out the windows at KFC to see if anyone was diddling her kids.
Basically, yeah.
Okay, just making
But
sure.
She started working in Kentucky Fried Chicken, and she was working in the back in the kitchen. And of course, my grandma Hazel was like, my God, this fucking coleslaw is shit. So she just changed the coleslaw recipe to her own. And there's 2 KFCs in Ardmore, where the town we're from. And so everybody started to know, you go to the KFC on 12th because that's got Hazel's coleslaw, and it became the more popular KFC. And then she quit, and now it's a Mexican restaurant.
None of that can be real.
That's true.
You
She
can't
changed
change fast food restaurants.
She changed the recipe. She made great coleslaw, I'm not going to lie.
And with that, we're going to take a commercial break because I need to process that. All right, moving on
We're
to
here.
Colty,
We're here.
who's playing with a
Colty.
fucking drone in his living room.
First, fly a drone outside, and second
You know,
all,
it's weird.
I want to talk about that chair he's sitting in.
Thank you. The first thing I
Oh.
wrote down, this is the ugliest pattern I've ever seen on furniture. That's saying a lot.
If you have that camouflage pattern on your furniture and not in your husband or wife's or whatever,
or your
her
man
hunting
cave,
move, or
yeah.
if it's actually on your furniture, I'm sorry.
I'm saying this now.
I'm
if you
sorry.
have that, you are in a militia in Idaho
that it's
or something.
it's disgusting.
They
it looks
took
like
that,
something they would
took
sell.
that out of Ruby Ridge.
You would only buy that shit on like Bargain World,
Yeah. I physically...
which is the home shopping channel in Ardmore, Oklahoma, by the way.
I gasped when I saw it.
I did too.
I had such a reaction
It's
to that
disgusting.
fabric.
And,
I
you know,
kept seeing,
I wouldn't
I'm like,
have-
is that brown tree?
You're wearing a camouflage right now. It's
I
a
love
nice,
camo.
And if it was like that or a blue camo, it still would have been
Okay,
odd.
a blue camo chair would have been odd.
But it would have been odd with the regular green camo. But it would have been odd. But it wouldn't be. It was garish.
I think
It was
I think this
garish.
is Debbie's taste, though. Strangely
Oh,
enough.
yeah.
I think this is Debbie's taste, whose taste is quite more than questionable. That's been established. But yeah, I will say, if I listed my top 5 moments of things where I was shocked in this episode,
This would be 5.
This would have been.
And it's that fucking chair.
Yes.
Yes.
There's
Yes.
also another moment in this same.
Number 1 is Maria was real. Y'all, nothing's beat Maria's real.
So he's FaceTiming with Jess. He basically says they break up a lot, like you would in junior high. When he says, we're broken up today.
We're broken up today. We fight every day. We've broken up a few times. But hey, maybe you want to come out to Vegas.
And she's like, yes, I need to see your cats, but I don't want to see Vanessa.
And he's like, okay, well, but do you want to, let me adjust my glasses. But,
Yes, I
all the
wrote
time.
that down.
But do you want to stay at my house? Wink, in my bedroom.
Well, I know. I was like, full body dry heave.
Mother Mary.
It's so awful.
Peter Joseph. Larry.
But when he did wink too, it was like a Lucille Bluth wink where you go, where it takes like you could count 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3
it wasn't a
Mississippi.
ding, it was like a.
You know what it is too? It's hard to watch someone when he's exhibiting behavior that he has taken from other people. Because
Yeah,
he's
'cause it's
such a
sociopath.
fucking sociopath
Yeah, mhm.
that he's like, I saw someone do this on a movie one time, so I will talk like this.
Yes.
And it's like, good. And we all, this kind of behavior is hard to watch. And the only people who don't see this are people who have supposedly given birth to said sociopath,
Yes.
like Mother Debbie, or people who either need something or don't have those kind of people filters, who don't kind of sense bad vibes.
Yes.
They're
Well, the people who raise a sociopath or the people that the sociopath prey on.
exactly.
It was a great, you know what?
That's a good way to put it. The people who prey on, who don't sense predators.
Yes, I'm going to.
That's what he is. He's a predator, y'all.
He is a predator. I'm going to read this quote from. This is from, and y'all probably have already heard this. It's from the Dirty John podcast. But I have a friend who's dealing with some sociopaths in her life, and they sent this quote, and they said, "But this is so true. Think about this." Dirty John invites us to think about our own vulnerabilities and to remember that we shouldn't be too smug in our certainty that we're exempt from the predators of the world. Imagine your own blind spot, your own area of longing or vanity or naivete. In some context, it might be close to your best quality, like generosity or your capacity for hope. Now imagine there's a person out there whose sole goal is to find it and use it to destroy you, who will use manipulation and fear and elaborate lies intended to warp your sense of reality. Imagine a predator who has honed this ability like a science and has literally fed himself with it for as much of his adult life.
Wow.
That's Colt.
Yeah.
That is Colt.
And he might seem like less threatening, you guys, because he's just this kind of chubby, kind of normal-looking person.
It's worse because we think they normally look like Ash.
Yeah.
From Ash and Avery.
Yeah.
And we think they either, which Avery's a piece of shit, but I still think Ash is a bit of a sociopath.
Well,
but we think American Psycho. We think that that's what they're going to look like.
But I think, you guys, the internet is a great place to meet sociopaths because sociopaths can totally curate the way they appear.
Same for social media.
Yeah, they can say all the right things. So when we see a lot of people exhibiting sociopathic behavior on these shows, there's a reason. It's because they're attracted to it, like moths to a flame.
Because you know what, sociopaths also often either Sociopath Next Door is a great book. They glom on to people that have success, because then they feel like they can feed off their success, or people that they feel they can use. So think about it. Colt chooses Larissa because guess what? He probably starts dating Larissa and thinks she's great TV.
Yep.
She's dramatic. She would help me get on television because
Right.
I'm boring.
Yep.
And so that's who he uses. And so then now with Jess, he doesn't love Jess. He's like, I'm going to get another Brazilian girlfriend who acts a little cuckoo, because that's what everybody wants to see, and she'll help keep me on this show.
Right. No, I totally agree with you.
Anyway.
It's so gross.
It's gross.
Remember
when some of you said we were too hard on Larissa? Yeah, you might want to listen to this.
So, anyway, she basically says, I need you to be more honest with me, and I have problems. She's like, she has problems trusting me, and so, but he's like, well, truth be told, I haven't been 100% honest with her because I've been moves glasses, talking to other women. These are the movements that I studied that looks honest. Or I can move my glasses that says I don't really feel good about this, but I have to talk about it anyway.
So y'all, and he's saying break. We can define break. If he's a piece of shit.
Yep, piece of shit.
So anyway, but he can't. But he says, but if I tell her before she comes, she most assuredly will break up with me. And what he really wants to say, and then I'll get less screen time on television.
Exactly. I've also thought, because we're also doing Love It or Lock Up this current season, Las Vegas is like a hellmouth for these bad internet relationships.
Like someone
Scott
can
and
make
Destiny.
Yes, someone can make. We have somebody else.
Maurice and Jeff Daniels.
Oh yeah, we literally could just have a show called Lovin' in Las
Jessica.
Vegas.
Yeah. Love dies.
Love dies. A gamble.
Loving
Love
Las Vegas.
Yeah, gamble of love. Love be a lady. Okay, we're done.
Love be a lady tonight.
So anyway, y'all. So of course he doesn't think he's going to do that, but he finally convinces her, "Please come to Vegas." She said,
Okay.
But before that, y'all, we've got to go have yogurt with Mom and get it approved.
So They're at some strange ice cream store, and
He has a very weird yogurt.
I think I don't know if it's ice cream or yogurt. I don't know what it is.
What it is. It's weird.
I think we could talk about this, but I think this is another time
Jesus.
for where a 90 Days Theater would
Glad you're springing this on me.
would do it better. No, you don't end it on a tonic.
You told me to do it.
You don't end it on a tonic. You end it on the dominant. There you go. No, it doesn't end. That's because we're going to end it. We have to leave something open for the viewers. I did that just to roll him up. No, you don't know. That's the thing. I'll point it out to you.
All right.
Anyway, so we're at the ice cream shop. I'll be playing the role of
Debbie.
Of Debbie, and you'll be playing Colt.
Colt.
We may have another guest
Who knows?
shows
Maybe
up.
some ice cream or something.
So anyway, and scene.
Oh, wow. Take this. It's like unwrapping a condom, Mom. Think about my
I wish
dick.
you wouldn't say that. I wish you wouldn't say that, Colty.
Oh, okay. I just wanted my mom to think about my junk because that's classy.
It's just,
You know, Mom. So, been thinking about Jess.
Oosh, that whore. What are you gonna do about
What
her?
did you say? Did you just call her a whore?
No. Sorry.
Don't use your inside voice. That's only for me, Mom.
Pee-wee, be quiet. Pee-wee, be quiet. Sorry,
Fine.
I just gave away my plan.
Don't do it. I'm going to shiver in the night.
Okay, I won't give away our plan. No, I'm
Just
sorry.
look at that sign that says lick, Mom.
Sorry. You're right. Lick. We're gonna lick Jess. Me and
Mom,
you, Pee-wee.
Are you talking to yourself? What?
No.
I'm going to say Jess is going to come,
I'm
Mom.
sorry, Colt. I mean, I said I can't wait to get to know her more.
Okay, so...
I did not call her a whore.
Okay, so I just, I want to see if this works out. And so, yeah, I thought, we had fun with her family. We had so much fun
We
down
had
there.
like one day. Well, so tell me this. Yelling and screaming at each other. You think that's going to be a good way to show your relationship?
Um,
I've got him close, Pee-wee. I've got him on the ropes now.
We're passionate, Mom.
Yeah, you go, Mom. Go get him.
It's passionate, Mom. She's passionate, So if she comes here, maybe you and her could give her a second. Maybe y'all could get along. You could give her a second chance.
I'll give her a second chance.
Yeah, bring her here, Mom. Bring her here, Mama. We'll
I'll
get
give her
her
a
good.
I'll give her a goddamn cat tray between the eyes. Is what I'll give
Yeah,
her.
we'll take her to the Tropicana and
Poison.
show cement shoes.
Poison her with cat litter. That's what I'll do.
That's fucking dark.
And scene. That was Pee-wee Hermole.
Pee-wee Hermo. Who knew he'd make an appearance?
Let's talk about the fact that there is this is y'all. This is why the crew hates Debbie and Colt. Because there's a shot of them. The crew did not, or the cinematographer. They did not need to include this far back shot with the word lick.
But they knew. You better get because these people are.
But
pieces
here's
of
the
shit.
thing, y'all. If the crew likes you, you're gonna get a good at it. You're gonna get
Larissa always looks great, y'all.
Larissa,
unless she doesn't have makeup on.
Yeah, Larissa always looks great. They like her, but Larissa rarely comes off in a negative light.
Libby and Andrei, I bet they get along with the crew well.
Yeah, they usually
always
look good. But they don't make them look like fools.
Yeah.
Debbie and Colt get a lot of bad edits.
Yeah.
And they're shitty to the crew, y'all. That's how you know.
But y'all, here's the kicker to all of this. Colt hasn't told her that Vanessa has moved in because she didn't have anywhere to go. So who asked her to move in, Poodle?
Mommy Debbie. Pee-wee, we got him on the ropes.
This was our plan all along.
We're gonna really stick it to her. Hopefully they'll kill each other, and I'll be left with my son. Even though Pee-wee, you're still my favorite.
Can we get rid of him too, Mom?
Well,
He eats all the Fritos.
That's what
It's
happened.
true.
Y'all, genius.
It's a great
she
plan.
Knew this would happen, and so she had Vanessa move
It's
in.
a genius plan on Mother Debbie's.
She's brilliant.
Yep. I think Jess might murder Vanessa.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
So that's those disasters.
That's true. So let's move on to our next Lonely Hearts.
Tania and Sinjin.
Sinjin and Tania. Okay, I still don't know how I feel about this. I gotta fix my shorts.
Lord. Why don't you wear more shorts that don't ride up so much?
Because then they're too long. It's hot.
Okay. I'll accept that explanation.
If the reason is you don't do something because it makes you hot, Poodle will understand.
I understand. What were you saying?
This, I feel like, I don't know if I was agreeing with a lot of people in our squad on this. A lot of people, I'm interested in your thoughts on this scene. Tania got a lot of shit for this. And how are you feeling about this? Because I kind of don't know where I am, but I still don't hate Tania in this. And I kind of sympathize with her still. And I don't know.
I am horribly conflicted.
Okay, that is how I feel. I
to
feel
my core.
like it made me. Yes, I've been like thinking.
Yes.
Like, who am I?
I don't know who I am anymore because
Who is that girl I see staring straight back at me? Why is my reflection someone I don't know?
Yes. Reflection.
When will my reflection show who I am inside?
Lovely.
Yes.
We once did that in let's call it Asian, probably inappropriate outfits.
things. It was 15 years ago, and we wouldn't do that now. We have learned.
But as our inner fat girls,
Inner fat girls. Mhm.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we did that
I ate a chicken leg
on stage
while we were mirroring one another.
Yeah,
And then you put it in my mouth.
and I fed
when
it to
fell
you.
out.
Yeah. Mhm.
It's weird. We do weird
We
things
do
on
weird
stage.
things. So yes, Sinjin is there with his stepfam. They're having a braai. It's a barbecue. Looks good. They're relaxing around, eating, and boy, my family doesn't get into deep conversations this quickly in the middle of a fucking barbecue.
I feel like she wanted to have this conversation. He's kind of, and I think also Sinjin is kind of saying things like, well, if I'm going to buy land, I'm going to buy in South Africa.
So that's it. It's like who started this? It's a little hard to tell. 'Cause they both did a dance on this.
I think he's going to be throwing out little barbs to her.
He's
because he's
basically
in a way he resents that she's even there, but he had to invite her because she's his wife.
Yeah.
I think he resents that she's even there.
He resents having a wife.
Yeah, I think that's pretty.
Yeah.
And I think he still loves her. But I want to talk a little bit more about Sinjin. We're going to get into this, but this conversation is super triggering to Tania.
Mm-hmm.
So you can see her. You can already start to get her like Tania dander up, y'all.
Yeah.
You can. She's already starting to roll her eyes and look around and like.
But he is saying in front of her family, it's like he doesn't realize
His family.
His family. He is doing barbs that insulting her.
Yep.
In front of her family, even
It's
though he's
his
not talking
family.
about Tania. His
Yep.
family. He's not talking about Tania. He's talking about America and this.
Right.
Whatever they all know, the only reason he's there is because of her.
And I think too, and she's like, but I've told you, I don't want to raise my kids here. There's a lot of poverty. There's a lot of racism. And then she goes off in a Tania rant.
That was a little like,
I was around different cultures. I was exposed to everything in Connecticut.
in Connecticut.
And I'm sure she was.
Maybe she grew up somewhere else.
Maybe.
I mean, she said that Sinjin's sister had never met an American.
Yeah.
That was surprising to me. But, I don't think, have you Have I ever met? Oh, I've met a South African before. I know you have.
I have. So anyway, then she says, well, he's like, blah, blah, blah. He's like, kids. I don't know if I have kids. And she's like, bring it down a notch. Bring it. So she says, and he even resents that in front of his family that she says something like that.
And he knows she desperately wants to have kids.
Yeah.
So he said this in front of his family to throw her under the bus.
And I'm going to go on a limb here, and this is when I saw it. I think he desperately wants her to break up with him.
Yep. St. John is never the bad guy.
No, he
Never.
desperately wants her to say, "I'm going back home." He desperately wants her to leave, go back home, and then file for divorce.
Yep.
They may stay together after it, but that's what he's trying.
He doesn't want to be the bad guy.
Yeah, I agree with you.
That it's one. I 100% agree with you.
This was all about trying to get her to leave South Africa in a huff.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because y'all, here's the deal. And boy, I can't believe we're saying this. St. John's a fucking loser.
I won't go that far.
He's not like a loser like Paul.
No,
he's not a loser. But he is.
He'd be fine to live in the same beachfront town his whole life, working the cabana.
But the problem is, why I say he's a loser, y'all. If you watch back the first season, and maybe it was Tania Brain, but he was saying on camera that he wanted all these things. He wanted to have children with her. He wanted to work. It really kind of all switched whenever she said, "He's not my soulmate." I think that hurt him so much. It's like a switch went off.
I still say there are very few cringeworthy things that I've ever seen on television. That was one of the most cringiest things that I've ever seen.
It was still the worst piece of shit thing Tania could have done to him.
So he says, it's not my fucking dream to have kids. And also, Tania does not react well when the family, they're not really piling on her, but they're saying, let us have a little, let him talk. I see where you're going. But when she feels attacked, she breaks down. And
she does.
And it's easy for her to get overwhelmed, you guys.
It is.
So, especially in a place that she doesn't know a lot of people, she doesn't feel no one has her back.
And
but God, I'm defending Tania. What's happened to me?
You know what? Because when he went,
I'm a shell of who I was.
I know. When he went in to talk to her in the bedroom, everything she said was, I thought, pretty right on.
Oh, true.
Like when she said, he was like, "But I'm a free spirit," and she was like, "Babe, I'm a fucking free spirit too," and she is to a point.
I want to put up something out there because I thought about this.
Because he uses. Well, I just want to say this: free spirit to St. John means he's irresponsible.
Exactly,
has no responsibility. That's not a free spirit.
That's not to her.
A free spirit still pays their bills and is able to have rent. That's not
right.
That's why he's kind of a loser. Is he uses that.
I agree.
As a defense for who he is.
I have a theory that I just came up with when we were watching this. I just had a minute ago. There are two Tanias. There is the one that she shows everyone, the one that the free spirit that she's trying to act like the cool girl, the cool girlfriend.
I've said this before, actually.
The cool girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
And thanks for stealing that thunder.
We talked about it. Someone mentioned it in the squad today.
This, like, the cool girl, I'm cool with everything. I'm like, I love having experiences. Then there's the one inside where she is an insecure control freak.
She's anxiety ridden.
And has to control every part of her life obsessively.
She wants to. So it's not St. John's fault that he got with her, because it's reversed.
Yeah.
He got with her because he thought she was a free spirit,
he was
the same type of free spirit that she is.
Tania, free cool girl.
And she got with him thinking that he was a free spirit, but still enough of like
her.
Of her to like have some normalcy and like build the life that she wants. But he's like, no, I showed you who I was when we first met.
Right.
And so the bottom line is, and also too, y'all, I'm just saying it now. I can just feel it in my bones. I know some of y'all listen to this show that are on this 90 Day Fiance. Tania, you probably clicked off of us a long time ago, first season. However, if you are listening, this man is a cheater and he's going to cheat on you.
I kind of agree.
I can feel it in my bones. The sooner you are not with him, the happier you both will be.
Yeah.
You both will be.
I think he's probably cheated already.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just, Tania, I just think, and honestly, I think they're both good, sweet people. Well, I think Sinjin's probably sweeter than Tania.
I think
Tania has got Tania's had a hard life.
I think
Think about Missy.
Yeah, I think she I think she makes a great reality show lightning rod.
Yeah.
And she got a really bad edit last season.
She did.
Really bad. She was probably bitchy to the crew. You know,
Yeah.
she was probably a little bit in that with
Whereas
the crew.
Sinjin, the crew loved.
Yeah. And you guys ask a person, if you think we're making this up, ask a person on a reality show if they worked on it, say, does that really make a difference? And they'll say 100%. We're totally going to give the best stuff to the people who we like.
Yeah.
Because if we like you, so will America.
Yeah.
And so that it makes a big deal. But I feel like Tania is just one of these people. I feel like in life she's probably a lot easier to deal with. She's probably, but when she's on camera, because of all her anxieties, she's Tania to the 11th power.
Yes. If you're hanging around her, if you're just like having dinner and hanging out,
she's probably funny.
She's probably fun.
She's probably, yeah.
But if you're working with her,
oh yeah, she's a nightmare.
It's going to be hard because I think, just judging a little bit, I think her mother probably was really hard on her.
Probably.
And like that lightning rod, I think is a good word. So I feel like if you're Tania's boss, you always don't want to tell her when she does something wrong because she'll start crying.
Yep.
Like, she's got a lot of stuff to work out on her own. And bottom line, after this episode, I thought they don't need to be together anymore.
I agree. Neither one of them are really good for the other.
They're not.
I think they've ceased that.
They're that perfect example of people that are attracted to each other initially and then find out they're the absolute worst person for the other.
And you guys, the worst thing, and I've said this before, Tania is totally the hero of her own story.
That's still true.
And,
That's still true. Because she is a martyr still.
You guys don't be, because she says things like this. If you're with someone who says, how many women would have given you this many chances? Red flag.
That's a red flag.
The other is...
Because really, what she should ask herself is, why do I keep giving you so many chances?
Right, exactly.
And
Turn
she
it on
won't.
yourself.
Yeah.
And then she said, that I'm even here with you still is a fucking amazement.
No, you're his wife. You should be there.
Yeah.
It's not...
So... And then the last, and even though she's
Thank you
not
for making me dislike Tania a little bit more.
a little bit
Appreciate
better.
it.
Then she says, "You got to America because of me." So this final scene, you guys,
But she wasn't throwing like American privilege with him. It's like
No.
It's almost like he assumes she has that, and she's kind of like, "No, I don't have that."
No, I think, a little bit. There is still, she's got a little bit of it. She's got a little bit of it still. I think so. Yeah. Because it's kind of like, you can be in my home country and we can have the American dream. We can bring our experiences living abroad to America.
Maybe
That's
there's
her
that, yeah.
concept.
I do wish her mom would showed up during this. That would have been
Missy
great.
the Skeksis?
Yes.
So, and I wrote down Tania tries to be a free-spirited girl, and she's the cool girl, and she's breezy, fun. The problem is that's all a facade for who she is on the inside. You guys, one of the reasons that she triggers me and a lot of other people. That is all she desperately wants to be loved and liked.
Yeah.
And thought of highly.
I actually learn about. I reevaluate my own isms of not being confident in myself watching Tania.
Yeah.
I will say that. Like, she makes me be a better person because I don't want to be Tania.
That's the nicest thing you can say about her. I will say, some things she says are I can agree with, And I'm like, yeah, you're kind of right about Sinjin there. However, the way you how self-righteous you are, there's still just no, girl. There's still a lot of hate for you.
There's self-righteous, but there is a depthness to her that I do find more interesting than with Sinjin. Sinjin is so everything's great, and like I kind of feel like after like 30 minutes from him, I would just be bored.
I will say this:
bored.
He's not good enough for her.
Yes, he is not good enough for her. That's true.
Tania, I'll say a lot of things about her. Tania is very intelligent.
She's very intelligent.
Tania is a deep well of a person.
And Sinjin's not.
Sinjin's not.
He's not. And that's the reason.
Tania was Sinjin was a bar fuck.
He was and you know who called that a year ago on this show? This bitch sitting right next to me. You called him a bar fuck then, and he still is now.
He's a bar fuck who stayed around. That's like Asuelu.
Yeah, that's not going to go well either.
We should move on.
Speaking of Asuelu, y'all.
Do you like that transition?
Yeah. That's good.
So, Kalani.
Ooh, Kalani. Oh,
I'm
Kalani.
glad this was done on a bridge. And because it made me feel like one of them was going to throw the other in.
Like a bridge over troubled water, I will fuck you up.
So Kalani is going to meet Mama Asuelu.
And Tammy.
Mm-hmm.
So they're coming. And so basically, she's
Mama
waiting.
Money Pit.
Now, I will say this. Y'all, I'm going to say this first. Kalani, I think, mostly is in the right on mostly all of this.
Yeah.
However, Kalani, would be really good for you to either talk to a therapist or maybe a mediator on your negotiation skills. Because she comes in hard and she comes in quick.
She came in hot. Yeah.
She was just like, so I don't know why y'all feel entitled to want our money.
Yeah, this could have been brokered better.
Could have been a little bit easier.
So the look on Tammy's face, she's smelling a bad fart the whole time.
Yeah, somebody said this was something. It's called something. But I guess when you play volleyball, they said when you play volleyball and you get hit in the nose, I can't remember what it's called. But I'm like,
I don't know.
That is exactly the way it feels. Because Darcy will make that face too.
What? Let's think of it. Okay.
Okay.
So she basically says, I don't know why you feel you're entitled to my family's money, but at the end of the day, it's going to be what I say.
Yes. And that is not what, and that immediately
That escalated both of them.
Tammy real quickly.
Yeah.
Y'all.
But although Mama Moneybags is just like, just give me money, that's all I want.
Buddy. I mean, Tammy is like Jake when he's hungry.
It's true. Tammy was very angry.
Very angry. Let's be honest, that's me when I'm hungry. So she goes on, she's like, they need some money. It's shooting. Tammy's like, but you're half Samoan. You should understand this is what you're supposed to do.
And then she says, wait, so you must be lazy.
And she's like, you must be lazy because your parents support you. You live with your parents.
Or she's like, you can get a full-time job. And she's like, and then give us money. It is, I think, too, there is a cultural thing that this family is so Samoan in this remittance idea of we got to send all the money back to Samoa. And since Kalani's family is just kind of one generation removed, they're kind of like, yeah, it's not really what we do.
It's not really what we do here.
But this is extreme.
It's very, and we are saying that not from our perspective.
We've had other Samoan
sissies come at us and say this is very extreme. And also too, yes, Kalani could get a job and probably make a lot more than Asuelu.
Yeah.
But then they're paying for childcare, probably. Yep. And I don't know if Kalani trusts Asuelu.
I agree.
Because I was going to say maybe she could work. He can't stay home all day.
Take care of both those kids.
No. She's going to come home to a dead child. So she literally is like, I'm fucking stuck here.
What a tragedy for little Kennedy. That kid is adorable.
They're both adorable.
They're adorable children.
Really pretty. And so
maybe if they ever get out of pajamas.
Y'all, she's just tired.
I know.
Kalani's too tired to change them out of pajamas. Anyway, so
They accuse Tammy and Mama accuse her of trapping him in a marriage, and she's like, it's your fault that you got pregnant.
Because Tammy says, I work full time. I take the kids there with you. I work. I give them. Yeah, they say it's your fault you got pregnant. And Kalani takes it as that she tried to get pregnant on purpose. I don't think they meant to say that.
Mom and they kind of were meaning that.
Well, I guess that's true. Yeah,
Mama Moneybags says, I have nothing because you will tell Asuelu what to do.
Yes.
I have nothing.
But don't make me close one more door. I don't want to hurt anymore. Stay in my arms if you're there. But I imagine you're there. Don't walk away from me. I have nothing.
Finish the riff.
If I don't have you, if I don't have you,
Y'all, she just went somewhere else.
Where are we? Y'all, that was me in 6th grade singing Whitney Houston in my falsetto
You really did that?
like every Oklahoma boy.
Yeah. Wow.
What were we talking about? Oh, yeah. Money.
And so the drag race rattle went. And especially when she goes, listen, Kalani, I don't care about the kids.
As soon as she said that, that's when Kalani just says, this is crazy.
I want to take my son back to Samoa to do his duty as before. And I literally wrote down, Tammy says, you guys just need to get a divorce or separate or something.
They literally, y'all think about it, they want him to abandon his family.
And Kalani's like, okay. And she's like, you're crazy people. And Tammy's like, you brainwashed him. You're too old. Then she says, you're too old for him. Like, they just pile on her.
And Kalani's like, I'm done. I'm leaving, y'all. And Tammy tries to fucking come at Kalani.
And Moneybags grabs her and says, no, don't do this. And Kalani just walks off.
Y'all, that's fucking... I would look back, like if somebody was coming after me. Wollani doesn't even look back.
She's a bad bitch.
She's a badass bitch, and I love her.
I would... I'll talk about the end. I have so much... I see so much potential in her.
I do too.
And it's a shame that she's saddled with Asuelu. It's kind of a shame.
That kind of, I think she feels that way too.
Yeah,
because this went a direction I did not expect it to go.
Me either.
So she comes back and she's talking to Asuelu, and they're with the kids, and she's like, "We should talk about this." And Asuelu says, which made me laugh, "Come here, farty boy." That's what they call the oldest, a farty boy. And I'm like, that's what they called me in college.
There goes farty boy.
No one will fuck me. Anyway, that was me. So Kalani's telling him, like, and at first it's going well. He's like, they're telling me that I brainwash you and that I can control you.
It's like, no, that's not true.
And Suelu's like, that makes me mad. And she's like, they said that they don't care about the babies. And then Suelu says, this is like, that was like a level 1. This is like a level 70.
And gaming lingo.
I'm like, okay, though, he's getting this. Like, he's getting it.
But then he wonders if she misunderstood them.
Yes.
She did. And I was like, what the fuck?
And she's just like, and here's the deal again, where I say to Kalani, y'all, this is a lesson. Unless your significant other is totally done with their family, but even if you hear your significant other call their family pieces of shit, doesn't mean you can call their family crazy,
don't agree.
Pieces of shit. Don't agree with them. Just support them. Say, that sucks. That's got to be really shitty to feel that way about your family. I'm so sorry for you.
Yeah. Y'all repeat this after. He just brought up a good thing, saying, I'm sorry you're having to deal with that.
Yeah.
That's all people want to hear.
If you don't know what to say, say that.
Or like if your husband is having a problem with his mother, and he's like, yeah, I don't know what to do. She's just such a bitch all the time. Don't say, yeah, what a fucking bitch. Say, I'm sorry you're having to deal with that.
That's hard, honey. You don't deserve
That's hard,
this.
yeah. Because if you say, yeah, what a bitch, that'll come back to bite you in the ass.
It'll come back to bite you.
Don't get between a son and his mother.
Don't. Do not.
Yeah. Ricky Darting learned that.
Now, if you're a husband, and it's true, if you're Ricky Darting was this girl, straight girl who's in love with me, and she thought I was going to choose her over my mother. Mama Mar won. Now, if you're a husband and your wife calls her mother a crazy, horrible bitch, if you're a husband, you better agree that she's a crazy, horrible bitch.
She's a crazy, horrible bitch. It doesn't work.
Doesn't work the same way
ways.
for sexes, y'all.
Yeah.
No. Actually, probably your wife probably just wants you to say, I'm sorry you're dealing with that too. Actually.
Y'all.
If you're a husband, don't try to fix relationships with her and her mother.
Validate.
Just validate her. Validate her.
Remember this. You can get anything you want in this world through a little validation. Anything.
That's how Poodle got a new car and syphilis.
In
the same
day.
But they cured the syphilis. Yeah, you kept the car.
You can take a pill.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm. The doctor's like, again?
Again? You were just here last week. Well, that was for groceries. Anyway, y'all. So this turns, and he's like, don't call my family assholes.
Yeah.
And then Asuelu does this weird thing where she said, your sister tried to
attack me.
Kalani should have just left it at that.
Yeah.
Even though I enjoyed Kalani saying, if she would have touched me, I would have dropped her.
She's like, and so I was like, really? You think you could knock my sister out?
But you got to think about Kalani. You're talking about his blood sister that you would want to beat the shit out, or
who he didn't. I don't know if he grew up with her or not.
That you would, but still, the way your husband thinks about family.
Yeah,
it's just it would be.
They're very clannish. They're very like.
If somebody said, "Oh, I would hit your brother," I'd be like, "That's my brother." Like, why would you even think that?
It was the wrong messaging for him.
I think Kalani should have been like, man, she tried to come after me too. And it was really, again, I think, and we get this later, because I was watching this and I thought, in 10 minutes, Kalani's going to be crying. Because right now, she feels hurt, scared, vulnerable, but she doesn't want to let any of those emotions show. So she's showing, I'm a badass bitch and I'm angry.
I liked it when she basically, and this was the straw that broke the camel's back, she's talking to Asuelu, I would beat you up in a fucking fight. And I wrote, yes, you would.
Yes, she would. But what she doesn't realize is Asuelu, this goes back to what we've talked about, whether it's a language barrier or whether, but it's also the language barrier, or also our other sissy who said she thinks he might have a
processing disorder.
Processing disorder. It's like he takes this information of, because y'all think Asuelu thinks childish.
Very
so
much so. Childlike.
A child won't take in and say, oh, this was really terrible what my mommy said. My mommy's bad. No, mommy's not bad. You're bad.
Right.
So that's literally what Asuelu does. He turns it back on Kalani because he can tolerate being upset at her and being aggressive towards her. He can't be aggressive towards his mother.
Right. That's true.
Because the last time this happened, he just got up and left.
Yeah.
Because he couldn't deal with it.
I think, too, is... So Kalani goes out to talk
Kalani would beat everybody's asses.
Oh, yeah.
We just want to be clear about that.
Everyone. Kalani would kick Angela's ass the whole season. Kalani would win in a wrestling match for anyone.
She would kick your ass, your mom's ass, your mom's ass, your mom's, everyone's ass.
Yeah, she would. Your mom's a slut. You're a slut. So she's talking to her sister Kalani, and the sister says, the fact that you're crying for this person that, just really honestly, the fact that you're crying for this person that you're too good for really hurts me.
This took it in a whole different direction.
And I went, oh, wow, she's right.
She's right.
And I just went, and Kalani kind of heard it for the first time.
I think she heard it for the first time.
And she's at an impasse now, and she's like, I feel like I love him, but every day it's getting less and less.
That's not good.
And I'm gonna,
she said that.
I'm going to get on this. She's been fighting for how long? Maybe they've been married for like 2 years, something like that. It feels like no, because Kennedy and Oliver are probably maybe 3.
Which one's the older one?
Oliver.
I have to like that name.
Oliver
I
looks
think
3.
is 3.
So,
and I think Kennedy is not. Well, whose birthday party did they have? That
I don't know.
Asuelu.
Kennedy, maybe. I don't know.
It was Oliver's birthday, and Oliver. No, they're like Irish twins. I think Oliver turned 2.
Yeah.
And I think Kennedy is like 8 months.
Yeah, or something like that. So, they've been together 2 or so years. That's plenty of time
To know.
And you guys, I'm if you're in a relationship and you're crying every single day and you're thinking, no, we don't even speak the same language. First try, obviously, some type of couples therapy and talk to someone if you really want to save it. If you're in danger, you get out.
Yeah, of course.
If you feel like you're personally in danger, you leave.
And this is this is in a way different because I've thought about this too. It's that, again, and I don't mean this as a dig, but it's what I've said at the beginning. Asuelu doesn't have the complexity of thought and emotions that Kalani has.
Exactly.
And she's trying to speak to him with that complexity, and he can't process it. And it's not fair for her to be with somebody, and it's not fair for, honestly, him to be with somebody where he probably always feels like an idiot or a loser or stupid. He probably would be much happier living in Samoa, having a simple life.
It's a mismatch. Total mismatch of experiences. She's had a lot more experience than he has. And just the way worldviews, too, of how they see the world.
And it really got me, too, and I think she heard it more when her sister said, if you were watching me, I think you would know what you would want me to do.
That sister is wise.
And beautiful.
Yeah.
And they're both beautiful.
They are.
That sister is wise. And because what we're seeing, y'all, Jake and I have only been watching them for one season.
Yeah.
But what made, I think, probably resonate with you and seeing her sister cry, too, is that her sister has seen the years of this.
Yeah.
That we haven't even seen on camera.
I said, boy, Kalani, and this is why I was thinking, Kalani has so much she could do.
She's really smart. She's well-spoken.
Yeah, and
she's likable.
And I just feel like she's just burdened by this Asuelu-shaped albatross in every element of her life.
Well, I also wonder, we haven't seen the first season. I wonder if she's burdened by, to our knowledge, I think she's a religious person. She lost her virginity to Asuelu.
Yeah.
And so I wonder, too, if she's burdened with, but this was the person I gave my virginity to, the person that's a father. It's like, I wonder if that morality kind of religious stuff is
maybe,
or whatever her values are wrapped up in that, too.
I think, though, the need to have sanity and happiness and stability will trump all that.
Oh, yeah.
I think she needs to just get out.
I think they need to be, honestly, I think he needs to go back to Samoa.
I think it's sad to say this is the first episode where I've thought that, because you're exactly right. They're just too incongruent. They're just
they're incongruent.
Yeah,
they're just
too different, radically.
Yeah.
Speaking of someone a lot more fun, you guys. Larissa
and Eric.
My criminal case has been resolved.
So she's starting a new chapter, and she feels like they can go to share a home together. So they go to a place called Urban Chic.
It's chic. Cheeky like me.
It's cheeky like me. They're picking out shit that's way too expensive.
Like Larissa does.
And
I just want to say, Ericy, I don't know. She basically says he has money. We haven't watched this season, you guys. He does not dress like it.
No.
Doesn't dress like he has money.
No.
He behaves like he has a little more than he lets on, but this is the worst kind of guy to date, you guys.
Because you think they're rich.
He's going to nickel and dime you for everything.
And he's really not as rich as you think,
no.
too. That's true. Good call.
Then she says, she's like, tell me what you think. I'll tell you what the price is and what I would pay for it. Never a good thing to say.
No.
She's like, this couch. She's like, it's probably $2,400. Y'all, that if you're going to anywhere, then it's not living spaces. Living spaces. That kind of sectional looking couch is going to be more than $2,400.
That's going to be like $4,000 or $5,000 at least.
At least.
And it's more than that.
Yeah.
It's $11,000.
It's $11,000. She's like, that's a car. And she's like, in the past, he has been very cheapy. And she's like, I would like to buy lots of things with your money. She doesn't say that.
She's up front. I will say that.
That's my favorite thing about Larissa. And she's like, a booby job.
A booby job and a nose job.
Did you think Eric was wearing a lot of makeup?
Yes.
Okay. I was like, is it the lighting?
His skin looked like too flawless.
Yeah.
He was wearing a lot. Yeah.
Okay.
So
we still think Eric swings both ways.
No,
y'all.
they told us. He talks about that on the OnlyFans.
He talks about it?
Yeah, he swings both ways.
Boy, y'all, Larissa's going to find Eric with a guy.
Because here's the deal. And I'm not saying maybe he's totally bisexual. But she says, it's interesting you brought that up. She says, I went to be with Eric. Our sex waned before. And I feel like, and she tells him, she's like, I want to get this done so you'll be more like attracted to me and into me. And I wanted to say, then get a dick.
And we're not saying, but we got a weird vibe off of him when I first saw him. And I mean, he could definitely be bi.
For sure.
But I don't know. So she wants a nose job and a boob job because she says it's going to be, she wants to get back her confidence after the body she lost after she gave birth. And her body looks great.
She said it didn't matter with Colty because he was fat. That was her words.
She said, let me just, I got to read this. Where was it? Oh, she's like, how long have you been wanting to get a boob job? Since we started to date. Because with Colt, he was fat, so it was whatever. It's just...
But with Eric-y, he's, I guess, just slimmer.
He's slimmer. And she's like, you want big boobs? And she's like, I also want my nose more uppy.
Uppy.
And she pulls up her nose like a pig.
She does.
Ooh. God bless her.
And Eric's defense, he tells her, he's like, I think your boobs are great.
Yeah.
I like the way you look. He even said, I like your nose.
And she wants to make sure that that she's doing plastic surgery for the right reasons and not for him.
Yes.
He does agree. Then she says, how much is this going to cost me? She's like, something 14,000 this and maybe 10,000. She's like
25,000.
She's like, so you're wanting me to pay $25,000 or $30,000 in plastic surgery for you? She's like, you have it.
And then she's like, it'll help get you to more. And then marry me.
Yes.
Which is like so not great. And I wish, man, I think Larissa has love addiction.
Oh, definitely.
Because she's so not confident. And I really would want her to if she wants plastic surgery, get it. But then just be around a bunch of like female friends that are all being single.
Right.
And like, because she's smart. I'd love for her to like go to school. Do something.
She is smart and she has no filter. She's a very unique personality. Yeah. But I think too, he wants her to pay. She's like, do you want me to give it to you? She's like, no, borrow. So then she's like, and she's like, why are you so nervous to him? He's like, we're going to do it with interest. Y'all, you don't ask someone who you're with to borrow, first of all, to borrow money. Don't borrow money from your significant other.
I mean, unless you've been together for a while and your finances are,
it's your money. If you've been together for a while, your money's probably together.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But yeah, don't borrow money from your significant other.
And if you do, like you've said, don't lend money to friends either. Just say, here's a gift.
Here's a gift. Take it.
Because if you borrow, especially if you borrow money, because of that friendship with you or that relationship, they're going to think you don't need to pay it back. or they're going to resent it with you. It's going to add a price tag to your relationship, which is the most dangerous thing.
Yeah, because he wants a contract, interest,
Yeah.
all of it.
That's going to detonate what they have.
And I don't kind of blame him.
Oh, I don't blame him at all.
Because Larissa is, she's kind of done some shady shit.
I don't blame them at all.
But man, it breaks my heart. If you have new boobies, you'll want to marry. It's just sad. It's sad of her self-worth.
She is organizing some stuffy in her roomie, mostly clothy. And she says, the reason the first time Eric and I break up was because the sex was nothing. He had lost the love flame.
So she puts the reason why, again.
It's on her.
It's on her.
Yeah.
It's her fault.
And there, I don't know if you guys saw this, but there is this random stuffed beaver in a Canada costume.
No, I did not.
And it is sitting there, and we have him here.
Oh.
To give, and we're going to be talking about this, and the stuffed beaver is going to give. We have him here. You see, he was behind me the whole time.
Yeah. Oh. Hi, Beaver. How are you today?
Hey there. It's so good to be here.
Oh wow,
it's
Beaver.
So good.
You talk like there's a finger up your butt.
Woo! You know what? I've been used by a puppet for a long time.
Okay. Beaver. First of all, I just want to apologize.
Oh, Canada.
So,
Canada.
you're a Canadian beaver.
Yes.
Yes. I'm sure. I just want to apologize. I'm not going to make a vagina joke.
Okay.
You get that all the time. I'm sure it's hurtful.
Maybe pedestrian.
Okay. So, Beaver, what do you think about? You've seen her undress. Do you think Larissa looks fine the way she is?
Sorry, I'm just chewing some wood that I found on the floor.
Well, that's the poodle's wood floor, so don't chew on that.
Okay. What'd you say?
So do you feel like Larissa needs plastic surgery? Think she's fine?
Oh, no. I like her just how she is. Although, the guy who's holding me, I could really get with that.
Oh, are you a gay beaver? Or are you a female
I don't
beaver?
like labels.
It's hard to distinguish your sexuality from your voice, Beaver.
Can I just be a beaver?
Sure.
And not you choose to put something on me?
You know what? A hole is a hole. You're right.
That's my mother's expression.
Wow. Okay, Beaver. So,
yeah.
Do you think Ericy needs any plastic surgery?
No, I think he's great way he is. When he was sitting there, I felt the impression of his human penis on my back.
This just got weird, Beaver. I think we're going to have to let you go soon.
You know, I have needs and I need to be loved. And before, the last time I was loved was from a Mountie who gave me this costume to wear. And I'm saying here, can you add me some music, please? I'm saying right now that a beaver should be able to love however he wants to be loved. He or she, I should say, or they. Oh, Canada, the place where a beaver can find another sexless beaver and make a life in a dam with each other and maybe a lot of dildos. I'm going to go back. Bye.
Have you? And scene.
That may have been the most pointless segment we've ever done.
That got weird, and I was here for it. But it got weird. Happy Canada Day.
Happy Canada Day, everybody.
I don't think it's anytime soon. They just had it.
It was a weird addition to that scene. If you go back and see, he like holds it, and then
I totally
she holds
missed
it.
that.
No, it's weird. Anyway, so she says, I feel like big boobs is going to motivate you, Ericy. And he's like, in a weird way, some big cannons would be nice. I don't feel, even though I feel
That
like,
made me be like,
I know.
I used to say that when I thought I liked bajungas.
it all feels,
Chitas.
it all feels very veiled misogyny to me.
But like he doesn't mean it.
Yeah.
Like it's fake.
Yeah.
Like he's putting on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I didn't realize it until you said it.
Yeah. That's the thing. Larissa, first with Colt and with Ericy now, has found men who are kind of performing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't know if she can't see that or they're preying on her in that way. They're still together, apparently.
The best thing for Larissa is she needs to find a guy who says, honey, I don't want to be on TV.
Yeah.
Let you do your thing.
An old rich guy.
Yeah, from like
Yeah.
Texas or something.
And then she's like, I want to marry you, Eriki. He's like, what do I get out of this? It's just a weird question.
It's weird.
And then she thinks that he thinks that she wants plastic surgery to get out, to get at Colt. And
she
she's like,
says no.
No, I was like prime rib for him. I am Angus steak. And he's like, pork loin.
And that's when I went,
And then
I
she
want
says,
that pork loin.
I wouldn't.
And y'all, I want you to think of the shape of a pork loin.
Uh-huh.
What's the shape of it, Poodle?
A dong.
He wants that pork loin.
Yeah.
He wants that dong.
Yeah, there's something about Eriki, y'all.
Either he's gay or a killer.
Or he's bi like Andrew Cunanan, who just would fuck women and men because he could.
Didn't he kill people too?
Yeah, that's what the whole
that's a
the
whole
Johnny Versace thing.
Yeah.
Boy, it's how easily we forget gay serial killers.
Well, it's not like I'm referencing him all the time.
Wait, I am.
Darren Criss was good in that.
He was so hot in that.
He's a hot guy.
He is.
He has such big Disney prince eyes.
He's very attractive.
In real life, I bet he's way skinny.
I saw him at Tramp Stamp Granny's.
Is he just petite?
He's tiny.
Oh, he owns that bar, doesn't
Yeah.
he?
With his
If they still open it.
with his polyamorous wife. They have an open relationship.
Oh, they do?
Yep.
What? Well, hasn't he said he's bisexual?
I don't think he's ever come out and said it.
Oh,
I think
thought
they
he
have
was.
an open relationship, though.
Oh.
I think he's been very gay affirming,
He's
though.
like one of those guys where I'm like, even some straight guys, I'm like, you can just tell, like, you're meant to be bent over and rimmed. Like, I bet his butt is beautiful. And I don't even swing that way. Well, kind of.
Anyway, y'all, that's the
show.
That's the show. God, Happily Ever After will never not be almost 2 hours.
It's hard.
So awful.
No.
Your zit actually enlarged by the time we were doing
It's
that.
true. It got bigger. Y'all seen from my forehead video because I posted a video on our
Hey
Sissy
there.
Squad.
It says, hey there, Poodle. How are you?
By the way, y'all, we would really appreciate you. I know we always say this, but we're like, let me look.
We're like 350 from making 10,000 Instagram followers, and we can when we do that, we can push the swipe up, so y'all can swipe up to get things and videos. And
Yeah,
shit.
we're like 350 away. So if y'all could come at us on Instagram, if you're on there.
If you're not a follower of us, if you're in a Sissy Squad, you're not a
I mean,
follower
we're
of
doing
us.
funny memes with Christina.
Yeah.
So come at us at 90 Day Gays. It just would be nice once we're at 10,000. It's just easier to share things with y'all.
Yeah, a lot easier.
So it'll help us out. You can also follow us on Twitter, on our public Facebook page at 90 Day Gays, and then we have our private Facebook group, which is the Sissy Squad. You can come at us there. As Poodle says, we're having a lot of fun on
in there.
You can also leave a review on Apple Podcasts. We appreciate that so much. We're going to be doing our Sissy Spotlight and our Sissy Shoutouts on tomorrow's show. So be sure to jump in for them. And if you're on the Gatreon, be sure to call that 800 number if you're at the $15 tier.
Yes.
And you can leave your Sissy
The Google
Spotlight.
Voice number.
I feel like we should have 1,000,001 announcements because of last week, but we don't have anything else to fucking
No,
say.
I don't think so.
Except for y'all, we call these people lonely hearts because Poodle, aren't we all just lonely hearts looking for love in all the wrong places?
Keep going.
No, what you can't think of anything by now?
Oh, yeah. And if you are looking for a really, really awful brown armchair with a wood camo pattern, call us.